You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV Smash After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV Smash After Show.
Hey, everybody. Bing is for doing, and we are here doing another AFTERBUZZ. We have Smash Season 1, Episode 12. I'm Tamara Berg. I'm joined in the studio by newbie Kristin Carole.
Hi, guys.
We also have Kendra Kabasele.
Hello.
And Sarah Mendoza.
Hi, everybody.
Sarah can't hear us very well. So if she occasionally has a blank look on her face and we have to repeat things, that's why. Also in the booth, we have Ronnie Jr. helping us out. Ronnie.
Hello, everybody. I am so excited about Smash. We got a new Smash. What do they call the Smash fans? Smashies?
I don't know. Smashlets?
Smashers.
Well, anyways, Kristin is a new Smashie, so she's joining the group. We love that. And what we also love is everyone who supports us on iTunes. Always a really, really good thing for us. iTunes comments, rating, the whole deal. And I'll tell you some new fun stuff, Tamara, in about 10, 15 minutes about Amazon, our new affiliate.
Okey-dokey. That's exciting. Amazon, that's a big name. We know Amazon. So tonight's episode is Publicity. What do we got going on back here? It's me.
Oh,
that's what it is. Sorry.
I was wondering what that was. I was like, am I hearing?
I was like, it's Ronnie.
I love how Tamara looked at me, and I was like, I checked myself for a second. I'm like, I don't think that's me, but it's somebody.
That's why I put my laptop on the ground. I thought it was.
We're a team. We make mistakes, and we do it good together as well.
It was Ronnie.
Tonight's episode was Publicity. And focused mostly, I would say, around Karen and Rebecca. Would everybody agree with that?
Gal pals.
Yes.
Yeah, new gal pals, page 6.
Yeah.
BFFs.
Dev looked really happy
Possible
about that.
girlfriends as well. They might be dating, is what they're saying, right?
Their Karen's mom's concerned about it.
I thought that was kind of cute, actually.
Yeah.
But in a, just in a cute way. Rebecca. She makes me a little crazy, first of all. I just need to talk about her a little bit. Because at one point in my notes, I wrote that she's very basic and very simple. And I was writing about it actually when, I'm jumping a little bit ahead, but when they were in the Indian restaurant and she was being kind of a pain in the neck going, I need this and I need that, and being very diva-like. But aside from that, she was, she couldn't have a very deep conversation with anybody. We were just seeing her being very, a little bit racist, frankly, and with her comments in the Indian restaurant, she was being just kind of mildly offensive all over the place. Was that just me?
She's very much in her own world. She rules her own world because she's so used to being in the top. And it's obvious she doesn't really care about anything else besides, what other people can do for her, how this is helping her, and what she's getting from everything.
Right.
See, besides the restaurant, though, I actually started to like her a little bit more because she really took Karen under her wing. She, at first, was like, let's check out this competition. You're like, oh, it's going to be another Ivy.
Right.
And then she's, giving her free stuff and really kind of boosting her up a bit. And I think, and Karen was so giddy. It was a little, Midwestern girl that came to New York on a bus, and basically I was all excited to have a date with a movie star.
So, like so many things on this show, do you think that she was being genuine, Rebecca, or do you think she was doing it for her own edification and to help her out?
I think she actually was kind of being helpful to Karen. I think it started out that way, that she wasn't. But that was maybe I like to think the good. I mean, she's a girl who was back there making smoothies. I don't really think of her as
Kendra. You disagree? I can see it.
Gets a square. Yeah, I'm very guarded when it comes to Rebecca.
Yes,
she did seem to be, taking Karen under her wing, but I feel like she has some kind of other motive, and we just haven't seen it yet.
I agree with Kendra. I think she's doing the whole "you keep your enemies closer" deal.
Yes,
and she's sort of letting her do it now, just so that Karen won't want to overstep her. Maybe. In the coming episodes, she's being her friend so that Karen won't try as hard maybe to overtake and be Marilyn rather than the understudy.
Right.
Yeah, she's building her up to take her down because she said, "You're not an understudy, you're a star." Yeah. So watch that girl.
I mean, in the end, she wanted to take away the song from Marilyn. It could be because of Ivy, and give it to Marilyn. It could be because Ivy was singing it now. But I don't think she would, if she really wanted Karen to sing that song, she would say, this should be Karen, not Ivy.
Yeah, I thought she was going to say that.
What I thought she was going to do was quit.
Oh, right.
And I was going to bring it up in predictions, but really that's not happening because she's not quitting. She's going to be in the, so I thought, I'd bring it up now.
One can only hope. I wish she would
But
quit.
I really wrote Rebecca quits. Because she's sitting there going, I mean, it seems to me like she's either, well, no, I think it is. Our local psychiatrist can actually give us her feedback on this.
You bumped me up.
Yeah, I did. I did. But it seems to me that Rebecca is so out of her league with these people. She can barely act the way they're portraying her.
Yeah.
Can barely act, absolutely can't sing, is floundering in all her relationships with all of these people, and can't manage to even get to rehearsal on time.
Right.
I see her lying on the couch and watching Ivy sing circles around her, and I thought she was just going to go, I think it's time for me to go. But clearly her ego's got the better of her. Is that right?
She's in her own bubble, and that didn't affect her.
Right.
She just seemed kind of bored with it.
Right.
Well, and was she rolling her eyes at Ivy at one point, or was she just peeking? I
think she
couldn't
was
tell if
peeking.
she was looking like, who is this person? Or if she was like, what's going on?
I think she was
peeking.
surprised that that other girl was stealing the spotlight. She's like, wait a second, I'm the star.
I'm the star.
She was
Marilyn.
taking a quick nap, I think.
And I think Rebecca's
Those chips tired her out.
Yeah.
I think Rebecca's character really parallels how Marilyn actually was in real life. And I don't know if we want to talk about
go ahead.
the
We can bring
movie
it up
that
now,
we just saw. The drama that actually one of our viewers suggested for us to watch because it shows the different sides of Marilyn in that drama, in that movie, and it was really cool to watch.
It was called Norma Jean and Marilyn. It came out in 1996, and the three of us watched it on Netflix and all wanted to kill ourselves at the end of the movie
It's
because
such a
it was
depressing,
so
tragic
depressing.
story.
It
I'm
was
very
really
glad I
sad.
didn't watch it because I went in excited and they were all very sad.
I mean, it was a good
Polar
smash.
opposite energy there.
It was a good
I
movie.
I have to agree. Tamara is the most cheerful person I've ever met in my entire life, and I go in to let them know their fourth new co-host is here, Kristin, and the intensity on their face, this movie, and then the lady slitting her wrist, or something.
Yeah.
What an episode of whatever you guys were watching, which you said you could find on Netflix. And when I think of Netflix, I also think of Amazon, and when I think of Amazon,
Yes.
I think of ways to purchase things online. But
That was smooth, Ronnie.
Tamara, thank you, baby. Tamara, let me tell you, when you go buy things online, the new thing called the Amazon affiliate program, which we have at AfterBuzz, is you go to our site, which you're already on anyway, AfterBuzzTV.com. There's a banner that's next to the Maria Menounos. Oh, look at you. Oh.
As I just break the iPad.
Okay, there you go.
It's right there. I don't know if you can see that on camera.
I can see it.
There it is. I did this today, by the way.
What
I
did you?
ordered something
What
today.
did you buy me, Tammy? Did you buy me something?
Honestly, it was eye cream. Okay, that's all.
Funny.
Thank you for my eye cream. Thank you.
I did the same. I bought some stuff last night through AfterBuzz TV.
Yeah.
I'm always on Amazon.
It's really simple because it absolutely doesn't change anything. You just go to AfterBuzz TV first, click on the banner, it takes you straight to Amazon, and do your shopping the way you normally would. It was
like a
really easy.
referral.
There was no extra. That was that one extra step. Big deal. But it helps us out a lot at AfterBuzz and allows us to continue to do the fun and interesting work that we do here, and gives us a little bit of extra breathing room. And we're pretty excited about the affiliate program with Amazon.
I like
Very
it because
cool.
Studio A, we it's a state of the art. Studio B, same thing, and then all the the new things we're going to do that we know about, Tammy, the big things coming. All of that costs a little bit of money, so
It does.
that's a kickback for us. We like it. And then we could talk about Smash forever, season 1 and 2, the whole deal.
Exactly.
When season 2 comes up.
Keep talking about it. So thank you for bringing that up, Ronnie. It's really easy, and do take advantage of that to help us out. It really is a good thing for us. So do we have anything else to say about Karen or Rebecca?
Yeah, well, what I wanted to continue on about.
I forgot.
I've been holding on to it for the past.
Okay.
No.
You're good.
But Rebecca, in the movie, not only
Yes.
did we see the tragic part of Marilyn, but we saw that people really moved their worlds around to make sure that Marilyn, appeared like she's, the best singer,
Right.
the best actress on screen, where behind the scenes you see that she's got to read cards stuck inside drawers on set because she just can't remember her lines.
Right.
She's got to have like extra help with coaches for her voice just to make it appear like she can sing. So it's the same thing with Rebecca in Smash, where she can't sing. She's melodramatic in her acting, and they're just keeping her there because she is that big name, and they're hoping to draw in people to the show. So it sort of parallels there in their characters and who she was in real life too.
Definitely.
It's funny because watching the film, I thought of Ivy the whole time, every time Marilyn was represented. And it just in terms of her turmoil and the things going on in her mind, I immediately kept thinking of Ivy.
Yes, that was a really strong comparison. And I would bet at least some of the writers on Smash have watched that movie.
That's what I was gonna say.
And made that kind of comparison. And that's, I think, what our viewer was saying was that, the Norma Jean and Marilyn film showed the different facets, in addition to a lot of other things, showed the different facets of Marilyn by portraying them by the two different actresses, which was a fascinating way to do it. And our viewer was suggesting that might be what they were going to be doing with Smash. And you never know, they still could, because now they're talking about shadow selves, right?
Right.
We have Karen play the younger one, and then have Ivy play the older one, because Rebecca's probably not going to last.
Right.
You have Uma Thurman. She's not going to be on a TV show, I don't think, full time.
No. But the fact that they're bringing up the shadow selves or the shadow Marilyns is a really strong parallel. And unless they have not been showing us a big portion of the play, though, of the musical, there's going to be a big rewrite coming up.
Yeah.
If that's the way they're going to go, because it's always been one actress cast as Marilyn.
Right.
And I actually think that would be a pretty cool way to do it, to have Karen as the voice of reason and Ivy as the tragic side of Marilyn, because then you get the best of both worlds, and there's playing the different sides. And let's face it, we're a fan. Well, at least I'm a fan of both of them. It's hard to choose.
I think we
sometimes.
are. Yeah.
So I think that would be cool. I would like to see that.
And it
on
would,
stage.
and the other thing about it that would be great is that then, as an audience, we really get to see the strengths of those two actresses instead of one of them sitting back and waiting for something to come along. And
Right.
so that would, I think that would be a very satisfying way to do it. So let's move on. We are going to move on to Leo. Poor troubled Leo runs away. Very cleverly, though, right?
With this
Mom, I'm at dad's, dad, I'm at mom's, and 3 days go by before they even notice.
in the age of social media, right?
Awesome parents. Oh, wait.
Well, they're way
cell
too
phones.
busy.
Well,
Wait, there are no cell phones on the show, except for the occasional text.
The text
for the
message.
Text message that Karen got.
Yay.
Yeah.
That was one of our, I don't know if you've heard this before with us, Kristin, but we were talking about how nobody has phones on this show.
They
They
just
really
show up.
don't. There's
Yeah.
a text like once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
Maybe they just hide it because it's rehearsal, and Derek would yell at anybody that's phone went off.
Maybe
Keep that
so.
outside.
Maybe
That's what I
Could
think.
be.
Maybe.
Well, speaking of text,
Yeah.
see that? Well, we're kind of not. We're not there yet.
Okay, we're just still talking about Leo.
Okay, yeah.
So Leo's gone, and the one interesting thing that happens is that it brings, or one of the interesting things that happen is that it brings Frank and Julia together.
Which
I
I,
thought
think
he
was
did on
Leo's
purpose.
plan.
Yeah.
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 Totally Leo's plan. Did we saw them panicking, thinking, oh my gosh, what's happened to Leo?
Right.
Did you guys think that, honestly, that anything bad was happening to the kid?
No,
me
I
neither.
thought
No.
for sure his friend, Mason, had him for sure somewhere. He looked too sneaky. He knew what was going on. And then I also was thinking, well, we know Michael's going to be back then for sure, because if this is happy.
Right, because if everything's going happily, then Michael has
Can't
to come
stay
and mess
that
things
way.
up.
Exactly.
Right.
And we kind of knew, because if he's texting them and he's trying to trick them, obviously this kid's planning something.
Right.
And again, the sneaky kid Mason guy in the window, that is kind of, speculative. Something's going on that they're planning there. So for me, I mean, I knew he was up to something, and it wasn't connecting with me why, Tom was so devastated. I thought Tom would be like, you know what? He's just throwing a tantrum or whatever it might be, but he was pretty torn up in this episode.
Yeah. So are you saying you didn't buy that?
Well, I just didn't buy that, Tom would be so concerned about him, like something bad happening to him, like, I don't know.
Well,
kid
but
got
remember,
murdered or something.
Tom was involved in the drug bust. Heavily involved in helping out with the drug bust, bringing his boyfriend in to help with the legal issue of it.
True.
So he's very connected to the family. But I have to say, I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you, because like my criticism that I gave last week, they're like, they throw him up and they knock him down. They throw him up and knock him down. Throw him up and knock, there's like an obstacle that stays an obstacle for like 5 minutes in the show, and then it goes away.
Well, I think it was also
And that makes me crazy.
I think it's more also about Tom caring for Julia, because it meant so much to her, and they're so close. So I think him being upset was because her being upset, and of course he loves Leo in kind of a family way too. But I think his whole starting to cry and all of that was more for Julia's sake, and not seeing his friend whose marriage is apart and now her son's gone. I think it was overwhelming for him to see her like that.
That's a good point.
I think I see it both ways, because he was it was a little inconsistent for him to be kind of bawling and crumbling, but at the same time, I think opening up to Sam, that's his new boyfriend, right?
Sam.
Yeah, I think that's making him more emotional and more in tune with his emotions, so maybe that's why he kind of broke down this episode.
I could see that, absolutely. And the thing for me is that Tom is, he's maybe a character who hasn't really shown us a lot of his emotions, really.
Right.
And so this was maybe just an opportunity for it to start to come out.
The deeper layers
I
of
know.
Tom.
You're
I'm saying it's starting.
not very convincing, Kendra.
Because I think from last time, when he slowly kind of started to question his emotions because of Sam.
Right.
So maybe
And
that's
the
why we're
relationships.
seeing. Yeah. He's more open to feeling because he's questioning why he was so closed off for so long.
Have we already all declared that Tom is one of our favorite characters on the
Yes.
show? Yeah, we have. Okay.
I have to agree.
Okay,
I was
good.
hoping
Yeah.
he'd sing again.
I
I
know.
loved
I
that the
know.
last
He did
time.
sing a little
He
bit
did.
on the
But-
piano
but it
today.
wasn't like-
Snippet, a little teaser.
Well, 'cause
to
he's,
keep us wanting.
the actor, he's been on Broadway and everything. I want to see a little bit more of him getting involved. I
Yeah.
thought for sure they'd give him a role after
Yeah, I know.
Derek be like, put him up.
Oh, right, when he was doing the stand-in role for somebody. Yeah.
That was one of my favorites too, as far as performances go on the show.
It was just enjoyable. He always looks like he's having a good time.
Yeah.
It looks like it's a great set when he's there.
Yeah, I agree.
He's a really he portrays Tom in a way that clearly we've all connected with, and I can say there are certain characters on the show that I've definitely not connected with, and so that's one of the reasons why I just think he's so appealing and so
Right.
interesting to watch, and he brings a lot to the character.
He
I
seems
think.
the most real on the show to me. Just as far as his relationships go and the things that he's feeling and expressing to, Julia and the other characters that he has a relationship with. It's the most real to me
Ellis
and
isn't
most
real?
enjoyable.
Ellis was just like in that dance number where he stole something from Eileen and Nick. I was like, oh, that's a perfect character for him.
Making smoothies, except it wasn't in Cleveland.
I really want him to go to Cleveland. I really do.
He will.
That was
Hopefully.
funny.
Do. So let's talk about the music a little bit. The first song was Run by Snow Patrol, sung by Karen.
At the bar.
Thoughts at the bar.
Yeah. I thought it was good.
I thought so too.
She's a great singer.
I thought it was pretty, but really boring.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it.
I agree.
You guys aren't saying
High
it.
five across the table, me and Tammy.
It was boring. Because, I mean, they keep putting her in these sort of karaoke situations. I'm kind of over that scenario for her to be, oh, look, it's a band. Let me sing. And I'm Team Karen, you know.
Right. No, I know.
And I thought the song was very pretty, but I thought it was boring. And then the other part about it that really bothered me was it was a lot of shots of, while she's singing, the fans gazing at her adoringly.
Which is what happens every single karaoke performance, right? Everybody.
Well, they want to make sure you know that she has a great voice and that she should be a star in case you didn't get that before.
Right.
I thought that was really lame. I did.
But also,
but they
what
had to prove it.
Right. Also, what I didn't like, it was just another performance piece. For me, I enjoy when the song has to do with the character, and for this, for me, it just seemed like it was plugged in. Oh, let's have her sing because she hasn't sung yet. Let's give her a nice song that we know she can nail.
And that's the direct counterpoint to the conversation that I had a week ago that I talked about on last week's show about people spontaneously breaking into song in life in this show. Really bothered my friend. I like it because it's how musicals work. And the other choice is just to show them singing songs in rehearsals, which I think can also get a little boring. So I think they're maybe having trouble trying to figure out how to bring songs in.
Right.
But this one wasn't effective for me. That was how I felt about that one.
Well, it's kind of funny being in musical theater back in high school, back in the day. Musical theater people do break out into song in real life. At least I found the group that I hung out with. So that kind of part I don't mind too much, especially when it's set in a musical setting.
Yes.
And they kind of bring it about. I think they do it in a good way in the show so far. Some of it, I think they needed a different song for her at a club. She's at this big club with a movie star, and I think it needed to be something a little bit more fun rather than just showing off her vocal cords again.
Yeah, but they've done the fun karaoke club song before too.
Sort of
so
just like
with the bar,
putting her on stage, go, 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 and let's hear you sing again.
Well, then we were very satisfied by the Bollywood number that came next.
I think you guys were. I wasn't really satisfied. Am I alone in this?
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I enjoyed it.
Well,
I thought it departed a little bit stranger, but I liked the number by itself.
Yeah.
What didn't you like?
Well, I thought it was fun. It was very comical, and you got to see the little inserts of the different scenes of characters interacting, which was cool. But again, just the way that the number started for me seemed so forced. Like they're at the table. She starts zoning out because this weird situation's happening, and all of a sudden, a full-on Bollywood number happens. It just, for me, just seemed so
implausible.
Out of nowhere. Okay. Yeah, out of nowhere. It was great, but it just, for me, should have been more fluid in transition.
Well, but it was a reverie. So, that's you didn't suspend your disbelief is what happened. It didn't bring you into her reverie.
Right.
Right? So you just didn't feel like it was fluid and made sense. I bought it because she was clearly looking at a television, because how else are you going to stick a Bollywood number in this show? And
right.
I was thinking Marilyn Goes Bollywood.
Yeah, Marilyn Goes Bollywood. But yeah, so for you, you just didn't buy it, and it seemed out of place and odd.
What I did like though was that we got to see Dev. Who knew that Dev had chops, and he's so adorable with his dancing.
Tamara knew.
I knew.
Tammy knew.
I knew.
So that was cool to finally see him give a musical performance.
How about those head isolations, man? He was good on those.
Oh yeah,
he was really
good.
Yeah, those were good.
I was impressed.
I was impressed.
My sister's a dancer. She's tried to teach me. I'm bad at that stuff. I can't do it. So what did you think of the Bollywood number?
I really liked it just as a whole. I thought of it similar to Chicago, the movie, where Renee Zellweger is sitting at court, and all of a sudden it's, give them the old razzle dazzle.
Yes.
Like that whole, it kind of reminded me like that. And I bought it enough. I thought it lasted a little long, but it was beautiful. It was so cool to see all the caricatures of everyone. Like I said earlier with Ellis stealing stuff. And then you've got Derek feeding grapes to Ivy.
Yeah.
Which was hilarious.
Great.
I did think it was a little long, though, too. I agree with you, especially in the beginning, the dev part. And maybe they were showcasing him to give him a number, but I felt like it was a little long, especially in that point.
It was beautiful, just the colors and everything. I'm like all the visuals.
Well choreographed.
And maybe that's what made it a little bit more, or added to the unbelievability. Is that a word?
Yes,
for me?
it is now. You can say so.
We'll add it.
Word. But most of the time when people snap in and out of like hallucinations like that, it's pretty quick. You go in, something happens, a little scene, and then they're out. But like she said, you're in, and then it's like this, like, how long was that? Maybe 7 minutes
It was
long?
a long.
It felt like 7
piece,
minutes or so for me. So it was a long hallucination. She's just sitting there at the table, and then we're back, and Rebecca's gone.
Yeah, that was funny.
How did that happen?
Which I thought was, I thought it was a funny out.
Yeah, that was cute.
That song was called 1001 Nights, by the way. We didn't mention that yet. And then the third song, Secondhand White Baby Grand. First sung by Tom, then sung a little by Karen, right? And then finally really belted out and given its justice by Ivy.
Can I insert the text message?
Yes.
I've been waiting.
Insert it.
That's where I had some trouble because was it Ellis who took some stranger?
No, it's one of Rebecca's team.
But still, she gets a text message. Oh, but did she have the number in her phone? Because I was wondering if she just got kind of a number. How did she know to trust?
I think that girl worked.
She worked.
Yeah, she works for Rebecca. She's one of Rebecca's two people.
It wasn't clear. She was just sitting there, and
No, you're right.
She looked at Ellis like, okay, why would you want to use my phone? You know, she could have been waiting for an audition. It could have been anyone. I didn't recognize.
Yeah, that would be really confusing then. Yeah, that was you know, the guy that I can't remember his name, who Ellis came on to Randall. Okay, they're sort of counterparts to each other. Randall and this woman are part of Rebecca's team.
Okay. Just saying. I just had to say
you didn't. Yeah, if you didn't get that, would make no sense. But I would still
double check. I'd still come upstairs and say, "So you don't need me?"
Of course.
Yeah, that was.
But that's why you're not on a TV show, on an implausible, crazy TV show.
I just thought, Anyways, okay. So
you're far too responsible to be one of these characters.
Yeah, I would have checked with Derek too.
It would never work.
Me too. Like, are you sure you don't need me?
Even more
or she would have watched or something.
You're just gonna have to leave some of your intellect at home.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check it
if
at
you want
the
to
door.
do that, then you can be a character on one of these shows.
Okay. I'll remember that.
Okay. So then back to the Secondhand White Baby Grand Piano. Thoughts?
Yes.
Loved it. Each time. With each character.
Kendra? Smushy face.
Smushy face. No, because I'm still Team Karen, so it bothered me partly because of what Ivy did, and just it wasn't impressive to me. I mean, I'm not insulting the actress. I just, as the character, I didn't appreciate it.
Okay.
Sorry,
Kristen.
I'd say I'm Team Karen as well. Yes. I love her.
Is it lonely over there?
No, I mean I agree. I didn't like what I did.
No,
of course.
I just loved. Well, I'm on Team
Ivy.
Ivy
is.
Ivy can sing. I'll give the girl that.
New team.
Yeah,
she did a good job just singing it, but the whole action, the process of getting there, I was just watching like, I hate you.
Yeah.
But then again, it was probably expected because that whole episode, I was like, wow, Ivy's really quiet and accepting this whole episode, and there she goes again at the end.
Yeah, it's been starting since a few episodes ago.
She's the build back to her evilness.
Plotting, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pretending to be Karen's friend.
She's not going to just relinquish her dream, She's going to keep trying in her conniving way, which I don't approve of, Team Karen people. But I still think she's an amazing performer, and that's why I love her so much and think she should.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say Derek didn't have that same vision, though, that he gets when he sees Karen perform.
He didn't.
But he
He was
did.
just like,
But at the beginning, he
did kiss her hands and say, "Beautiful job, Miss Lynn," in his amazing accent that I can't do.
Karen gets flashlights and
costumes.
Yeah.
She gets wigs.
Long hair.
She gets everything.
Sorry.
As far as just the song goes, though, I thought it was spectacular. And I thought it was, if not the first time in a long time that Megan Hilty got to really show her skills. I just felt like it was a song that was written with her in mind. It had all of her talents showcased. It's a musical theater song. She's really comfortable in that world, and I thought she did a brilliant job of it.
Agree. Brilliant.
If you take it out of the show.
Yeah. We're just listening to it. It was great.
I'm just saying, in
Even
context.
if you put it in the show,
I'm just
for me.
and really beautiful lyrics too.
Yes.
You know, talking about a secondhand white baby granddad. I didn't write any of them down, but just the sentiment was, especially after seeing this horribly depressing movie that we saw. You know,
That took me out of it. Like,
all's
right in the
you know,
world.
the thought that I still have some value and I still have some worth and I can still do things, even though I may be out of tune, even though, you know, the paint's chipped or whatever it is they said. There's still a kernel of something beautiful there, and I thought those lyrics were really lovely and touching.
And it really brought.
Did you?
The
I
end
still
of
have
it too.
something beautiful to give, she's saying.
Oh,
It was sad.
even though she was conniving and trying to give it so that she had the chance to give it, it was beautiful.
Well, she had to sing it to bring about all the other good stuff that was happening to people. They did a little
Right.
montage in the song as well with everybody. You know, Eileen and Nick got some, and
Tom and Sam got some.
Oh, wait.
and then the family back together. Julia with Leo and Frank.
what,
Yeah.
Kendra? What?
No, I wanted to ask another question.
Okay.
Well, it was just an awkward scene. Where did Karen go when she was leaving? You know, she left the rehearsal.
Right.
And then she got dressed and kind of looked at Dev and then walked out.
Right. I don't know.
They don't tell you.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't get that
it
either.
was too early to go back to to meet Rebecca. She was still at the rehearsal.
I was wondering this exact same thing, and I don't have a good answer for you.
Okay.
Me neither.
Thanks.
So,
Maybe a viewer, a listener can let us know.
yes, perhaps.
Comment.
We love our viewers.
Yes, we do. We do. Anything else we need to talk about? We do have some things to talk about in a minute, but I think we pretty much covered the nuts and bolts of the show. Yeah, let's go to commercial, and then we're going to come back, have a little bit of an observation, and we have a little bit of news. So we'll come back in a minute.
AfterBuzz TV. Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And, like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
Hey, we're back. And hey, you people in the chat room, I see you talking about me. I'm watching it. So there.
Whoa.
Where did that come from? Is that from the sing-off?
No, that was our little shout out to when you were shouting them out. I don't know. It's just something I thought I'd do.
Okay, I like it.
It was fun.
So,
They're talking about
and my name is Tamara.
I can't hear.
Okay. It's okay. We'll fill
And
you in.
her last name is Jewelry. No, it's not.
No,
Tamara
it's
Jewelry.
not. No, it's not. So, Kendra, do you have a little bit of news for us?
I do.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Just in terms of the ratings, last week's The Movie Star episode 11, was actually the lowest, had the lowest amount of viewers since the beginning of the season at 5.95 million. So yeah, but there could have been a million reasons for that. I don't know what they are, but and then just kind of news and gossip. I read that Dev's real life person, the person who plays Dev, Raz Jaffrey, actually was saying that he hopes that audiences will continue to root for Dev and Karen.
I do. I'm just waiting for them to break my heart every week.
I think he's kind of insinuating that it looks like it's going to get pretty bad, but to kind of still have hope for them.
Okay.
That was paraphrasing.
Well, it does look like it's going to get really bad. We can talk about that in predictions, but it looks like it's going to get really bad.
And then I think you'll enjoy this piece. Ellis, he
gets killed off in the next episode.
He's going to Cleveland to become a garbage collector?
He made a comment in an article that I was reading. I can't find it right now. That mentioned the idea that since the last episode, people are kind of increasingly talking about the fact that he may be gay. And he said
in
just
the show
because
or in real life?
In the show.
Yeah, his character.
His girlfriend's going to be
pissed. And he said, the fact that he slept with that guy, the agent.
Randall?
Yes. Was that his name? Randall?
I thought you were the one who said it.
Randall, the one with Rebecca?
Yes.
Randall's
anyway, he's just kind of saying that his character had to do what he had to do. Doesn't mean that he's necessarily gay. ... So that was... I know you guys were talking about that.
No, I'm glad you brought it up. I just... I don't even care. I just don't even care. I want Ellis to go to Cleveland. Become a trash collector.
No, I don't care either way. I just know you guys kept
Move to Cleveland and make some smoothies.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, he's getting very good at it, apparently.
With kale and flaxseed.
I saw Megan Hilty on the Today Show this morning, and she was very funny. She was adorable, actually. They just had her on the couch for a few minutes. It was sort of like, she was on the couch with Matt and I don't know who else was there. Just chatting about the fact that the Smash soundtrack comes out on May 1st. And she clearly doesn't hang out with word nerds like I do, because she said that, and I hope I can say this right. She said... It was really cute and really funny. She goes... all the songs that have been on the air so far are going to be on the CD when it comes out, and the others will come out subsequently as they come out. And then and she kind of drew it out like she wasn't sure what she goes subsequently. And then somebody said something on the couch, and then she kind of sang subsequently, and it was really cute. And clearly she reads but doesn't hang out with word nerds, because the more common and I think proper pronunciation is subsequently, but not maybe a word that shows up in a lot of scripts. And she was adorable, as she always is, but it really made me laugh.
That's
and
funny.
And made me
she's so cute.
kind of see that she's human like the rest of us, because we all make mistakes. I've been making them all night here. So
And that was a Marilyn move, because Marilyn needed little index cards everywhere. So
speaking of cute people, I have one more little thing about your Dev.
My Dev.
Yeah, we've got some good news about him.
I like the cute boys. I do. I like the cute boys.
So we saw his musical number. Apparently he's got a background in musicals. He's appeared in several in London, and he actually just got signed in Chicago, which starts May 16th. So he's going to go for a run in Chicago playing Billy Flynn.
In the musical Chicago, as opposed to the city Chicago. Got it.
Yeah, the Chicago musical. So that's pretty cool.
That's exciting.
Yeah, so fans should go check him out. There's probably more details online and stuff that you guys can look up that I don't have right now. But I thought that was pretty cool.
For his
cameo or his showcase piece. Yeah, not a cameo.
Really
Showcase.
During hiatus, he'll have some time to go and perform.
Right.
Yes.
How is the guy that plays Derek? Is it Derek Williams?
Derek is Jack Davenport?
Yeah. Well, you guys were just talking about actors and like other stuff they were on. I loved him in Flash Forward. And Marissa says he was also really good in Pirates of the Caribbean. So I just want to know,
Commodore Norrington.
is he really a good... Okay.
Yeah.
That's just my question, sorry. Didn't really have an answer.
I have mad love for Derek because he is Commodore Norrington.
From what again?
From Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates of the
He
Caribbean.
was the one that was vying for Keira Knightley's heart.
In the first one,
First one, but he's also in the second and
I'm
in
gonna
the
go
third
and
shortly.
rewatch that now.
Yeah, you gotta watch
I didn't
him in
notice
there.
him in that.
I haven't.
I can't even think of who that character is.
He's the one that she was supposed to marry. And then she falls in love with Orlando Bloom. It doesn't work out for him. And the second one, he becomes a drunk. And you got to watch it.
Okay.
No more spoilers.
Okay.
I think that's all the news and gossip we have for tonight. Although I do have
your AfterBuzz TV
You have more gossip?
prediction.
no, but in the chat room they're asking if we were waiting for Ivy to put peanuts in the smoothie. One of you said that while we were
I
watching.
said more extra flaxseed.
Oh,
I thought
extra
she was gonna
flaxseed.
Put
So,
extra
somebody
roughage.
who was sitting next to me. You were sitting next
was.
to me. Oh, I thought you said peanut. It was
No,
just. It was. I was reading my own mind then. 'Cause
I
was
didn't
like,
catch. Yeah, that.
put
I
peanuts
thought
in
for
the
sure
smoothie.
they were going to get her out with peanuts. That was my thought.
It's an awfully diabolical plot to do that at this point, where she's just being annoying. You
Yeah.
know,
And
I
I
think
don't-
that's maybe down the road because they're not going to bring up the peanut thing if they're not going to pay it off later.
But I didn't think Ivy had known about that, did she?
No, I don't think she
don't
did.
think so.
But
I don't think
Ellis
she did.
heard Rebecca saying that she was going to go get chips without peanuts.
did
Wasn't
he?
that
Oh,
what it was?
okay.
Because she had special chips. So I didn't know if he was somehow going to,
Sabotage
Ellis
that.
would. Ellis would though, huh?
like, if,
Yeah,
if
he
she
would.
asked something like,
Yeah.
"I need your help. How do we get rid of Rebecca?" And he goes, "Oh, funny thing. I
Yeah.
heard she's
No,
allergic to peanuts."
he would do it like this. He'd go, "Oh my God, somebody put peanuts in the smoothie. Look, I happen to have an EpiPen on me. I'm going to come to the rescue and save everybody.
Now
and now
promote
can I
me."
be a producer?"
Right. But he'd be lurking around the corner first.
Of course,
Right?
with the EpiPen, waiting to
Waiting
inject.
for it. Right.
Oh man.
He's
It
going
makes
to
me
play
crazy.
that card later.
Yeah, it's and I don't know. I think the peanuts might come back. So to get back to predictions, the concept is in the writing world called Chekhov's gun, and it's, to paraphrase, that you don't introduce a gun in the first scene of a play to not have it pay off in the end. So if there's a gun, it's going to go off in the end of the play. So I think there's maybe more to the peanuts that we're going to get to. But, okay. We just have to talk about the fact that Deb gives Karen a ring in the coming ups for next week. And she goes, "I'm sorry."
Maybe she stepped on his foot in that moment.
Hey, now you can swoop in
I
there,
hope
Tammy.
so.
It's a teaser, so I'm not so sure.
Don't tell my boyfriend Ben Folds that I've got a big crush on Deb.
They're both fighting over you right now.
Right. But, I'm sorry. That's not what you say when somebody gives you a ring. You don't say, "I'm sorry."
Especially not Deb.
Not Deb. They're
Sweet
living
Deb.
together already. They're having a great time.
It was editing. Watch.
But you're are you reassuring me,
am.
Kendra?
I mean, at the same time, I don't think it's good news. I don't think.
But you said that he said himself to not be.
Well, yeah, but he has to say that. So there may be a good, good point, and then it may fall off at the end. Because that was my prediction from day one. I can't.
That they will break up.
They're not going to ride off into the sunset.
Do we think
Yeah.
RJ is gonna step in again?
Ugh.
I don't
Maybe. I don't
She
like
wasn't
her.
really there
She
this episode.
Needs to go to Cleveland.
She and
with-
Alex have to go to Cleveland.
To ride off in the sunset.
Yes.
And Kristen, do you have any predictions for us? Because you're new this week, so we'd like to know what you think.
I think we're gonna see a little bit of problems now with Ivy taking over the singing. I think Rebecca's gonna be after her, and I would watch out if I were Ivy.
And Karen may back her up just because she's been befriending her.
Absolutely.
Right,
They're gal
right.
pals.
Yeah.
And Ivy was never nice to Karen anyways.
Nope.
No, she wasn't.
Poor Ivy. She's just gonna keep spiraling
It's going to get
down.
ugly.
There's
We have
gonna be
3
more alcohol.
more episodes, so we've got some big drama coming up.
Even
I think.
with
Yeah.
Julia and what's his name comes back.
Oh, Michael!
Michael's gonna be up
no.
next.
Julia,
Awesome.
Michael, and the slippery couch.
Drama
of that.
on wheels, apparently.
Oh my gosh.
I'd hate to have been on the couch afterwards. I
No,
hope they cleaned
it's
it.
just
She probably
disinfected.
sits there and reminisces.
It was absolutely
no.
just no. It's all gonna be a giant
Leo's
mess.
gonna
Leo
be
in
so
the new couch.
angry. He's gonna run away again.
Oh my gosh, Kristen, where do we find you on Twitter?
You're gonna find me at the fan FANTOSEE.
The Fantasy on Twitter. Oh, got it.
Yeah, 'cause I'm a fan of everything, so I'm the one to see for all of your fan needs.
Awesome. Kendra?
Kendra Kabasele, KendraKabasele. Thank you.
You, Miss Sarah Mendoza with an H.
Yes, that's how you spell it. At Sarah Mendoza with an H.
You can find me at Tamara Berg on Twitter. Also, please visit my website, tamaracentral.com. There's cool stuff on there.
Lots of cool stuff.
And Ronnie is at Ronnie JR Media on Twitter.
Thank you. I mean, you're right. You're correct.
I think that's all we have to say anymore. So we're going to see you next week for Smash.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.